Hey, scholars! If y'all looking and wondering why am I sitting in Dante's chair, Dante's not gonna be with us today. It happens sometimes. We're both booked and busy. I'm gonna hold it down for Dante today. Dante held it down for me a couple of episodes ago. So, it happens like that sometimes, but we'll be all right. But welcome to the Educated Brothers Podcast. Welcome back. I'm not here alone today. I'm here with a returning guest. We had him here on season 2. But, we told him on that episode he was definitely going to have to come back. This is my man, 100 grand. I'm going to let him introduce himself again. Speak to the scholars.
What's going on? I go by the name of DJ Jules, friend of the show, second time back. I'm looking forward to just having a great time. But we outside.
Absolutely. Big things are going. How you say it?
Big things coming, something like that.
Listen, I gotta catch up on my patois.
Oh, bro, me too. Me too.
But since you've been here last, man, you got married.
Oh yeah.
Congrats on that. Clap it up for
that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Listen, so how's married life?
Honestly, married life is great. It's like I really can't complain. You know, like when you have a spouse that you get along with and you're compatible. Like, and I realized I was thinking about the other day. I was like, wow. This is the person for me. Like, she gets me, understands me.
Okay.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're DJing and everything, like, she calls me, she says I do the most Olympics. So, you know.
You got to elaborate what that means.
So she says I'll do the most Olympics. I'll try to do everything in one day, like, and things like that. So, but she definitely balances me out. But, yeah, man, marriage life is great. Like, I would say, like, I got married at 33.
Okay.
If I could have got married a little earlier, maybe, but everything works out in the right time because I feel like for me, I need that time beforehand, but yeah, it's great.
That's what's up, man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Congrats again.
Thank you. We outside.
I blew you up when you was out there. I'm like, your wedding looked dope,
hey,
bro.
Thank you, bro.
How'd you guys meet?
So we met actually at my 30th birthday. I had a big party, and you know what's crazy? Man, I should have. But now we tapped in again.
Yeah.
So So like I had a 30th birthday at my house during the pandemic.
Okay.
So I had that and had maybe about like 70, 75 people there, and had like 4 DJs, things like that, and at a time I was in a relationship. And then afterwards, I happened to just see her, and I was just like, "Oh, what's up? Like, what's your nationality?" She told me she's Dominican. I was like, "Oh, you want to dance bachata real quick?" Dance bachata real quick. Decided in like my foyer of the crib, and then after that, I was like, "All right, see you later." So that was I was like, I got a party to attend to. I got a lot of people here.
I feel you.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that happened. Fast forward months later, I was in a relationship, and then sends me a DM with a fire emoji, and I was like, okay.
That's how it starts. That's all it takes sometimes.
One emoji. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, okay. Then this was on IG. Then chatted a little bit on Snapchat. And then I was just like, once I was like fully available, I was like, let me send you a mix. I was like, yo, I think you might like this mix that I made.
Yeah.
And from there, and then when she, I think I sent a voice note. And then she sent me a voice note back. And I heard the accent. And I was like, oh. I was like, that Dominican accent. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Fire emoji for real.
Yeah, it was really a fire emoji. And then from there, she was like super hard to get, bro. Like I had to, I try not to double text, but I was like, dang, she would take forever to hit me back. Cause she was like, nah, if you want, you have to put in the effort.
Yeah.
So I had to put in the effort, and then boom, here we are years later. So
Listen, nothing in life is not worth fighting for.
facts.
So, it worked out.
It worked out.
Listen.
It worked out. Like if it was too easy to get, then maybe that might have been.
I'm happy you said that because I used to feel crazy about that. Like when you're younger, and especially when you're in the dating pool, I used to feel like if the woman presented herself way too easy for me, it wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want it.
Yeah.
And I used to feel crazy for thinking that because why am I putting myself through all these crazy ass challenges?
Yeah.
But if it makes sense, if it's not like something crazy, like I speak to her and then she doesn't hit me back up till like 2 or 3 weeks later, then that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
No, yeah. And then that's just because it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like both people have to put the same energy, but then once she was like, okay, this is a good guy, then when she started giving that same energy back, I was like, okay, this is worth the juice is worth the squeeze. So it's you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's what's up, man. I'm happy for you,
Thank
man.
you, bro. I appreciate you.
And on top of that,
Uh-oh.
you told us last episode that you travel. And
Yes, sir.
you just got back recently from a trip way far east, and I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, this is fire.
Yeah.
Let the people know where you were DJing at.
Yo, so I was in Australia, so I.
Yo, how that happen?
Bro, literally the other side of the world,
Yo,
bro.
how that happen?
So basically, 2020, my mom and her sister and her sister's friend, like they had a trip plan.
Okay.
And I didn't think anything of it. Pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So then they had to get their refunds. Fast forward 2025. So like even 2024, I had a DJ come over to my crib and we were doing a mix and he was like, oh, next month, I'm actually about to go see my last continent. I'm going to Antarctica. And I was like, that's so dope.
Antarctica. For real?
DJ Banks. Yeah. So, and I was like, and that's what inspired me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, let me see what's good. And then I found out my mom and her sister and a friend, they were going. So I was like, hey, can I tag along? Cool. I tag along. So, and then, so then I get my ticket and everything. And you know, me, I'm like, how can I maximize the situation? So then I'm just like looking over there. I'm finding out who's the DJs over there, who's popping. And then one of my brothers, DJ Casper, he told me that he DJ'd and like he used to be a tour DJ for Don Omar. And I was like, oh, okay. And he told me all the places he played. And then one of the places he played was in Australia.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, if you want, I could tell me the dates you're going. I can see if I can link you. And then I was like, okay. And I slept on it for like a week and a half. I was like, Jules, don't sleep on it. He just gave you maybe an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I sent him the dates. And then after I sent him the dates, literally he sets up a group chat with one of the DJs out there. We're in the group chat. Mind you, the time zone difference. So it was taking forever to get a message back. So then we moved from IG to WhatsApp. Because, you know, international, everything is WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, DJ AG, we talk. And he's like, oh, let me see what I could do. Let me talk to some guys. So mind you, so we're going from DJ Casper, which is, he's in Jersey. And then we're going to DJ AG. He's in Sydney. And then he puts me in touch with another DJ, DJ Mars, that's in Melbourne. So think about this. Sydney to Melbourne is like about, I forgot, it was like an hour plane ride.
Okay.
But driving there would be like 7
hours.
Yeah. So it was like going to Virginia or something like that. So I was like, nah, I got to take a plane. So, and then they were like, actually, the day you land, we're actually doing our second year anniversary. Like this party that they do, they've been doing it for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So they put me on the bill. So they were able to set it up with DJ Mars and his whole Oyo Latino crew. And then we did that. And that's how I was able to DJ.
Yo, I saw that too, and I was going to ask you that. So Australia has like a big Latin community?
You know, I was super surprised. I was like, honestly, keep it a stack. When I DJ'd there, I was like, am I in South America right now? Mind you, I've never even been to South America.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was probably speaking the most English. You know, it was crazy. Because you would see someone like super fair skin and then all of a sudden talking Spanish. Like, but then when they would talk English, you heard the Australian the Aussie accent. Yeah, so it was like there was a lot of Chileans over there.
Like their accent doesn't convert to like Spanish? There's no...
I didn't hear no accent. I just heard like their country accent. Like, so there was a lot of Chileans or a lot of Colombians.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, wow, you know. But when they would speak English, they would have the Aussie. You'd be like, what? You know?
Like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, man. But it was literally awesome. So I did that. And, bro, when I tell you about the trip, bro, just going to Sydney, I had to fly to LA, 6 hours.
Oh, so you connecting.
Smart. So, bro, just flying to LA, and I was like, I call that the starter warm up, the starter flight. And I was like, dang, this was actually kind of hard. I was like, how am I going to do 15 hours?
Was that your longest flight?
That was my longest flight.
Wait, the connecting to LA, was that your longest
No,
flight?
that wasn't my longest. My longest was from LA.
Previous to this trip to Australia, what was your longest flight before that?
Probably Italy.
Okay, and what's that, like
8 hours? Yeah, 7, 8
Okay.
hours, yeah.
Okay, so 6 hours to LA, and then how long from LA to Australia?
15.
Damn!
15 hours. So mind you, you're dealing with time zone.
Yeah.
Because from EST going to PST, you know, LA, so then you're dealing with that. So it's 12 o'clock, what you would be in like New York, and then you're 3 hours behind.
Yeah.
And then you gotta wait an hour, and then we're about to take a flight. So we take the flight. So mind you, it's like middle of the, like going into the nighttime right now. And then I'm like, dang, I'm kind of tired. But I was like, let me work. So I was editing. And then all of a sudden, the lights come on. Time for dinner. Yeah, so literally you eat when they tell you to eat.
Yo, it's wild because I experienced that when I went to the Philippines the first time. They have to assimilate the time zone there. So what happened was when we took the first time, that was my first time ever leaving the country. People call me crazy for that. The first time I ever left the country was a 18-hour direct flight to the Philippines.
Wow.
So that's why, like, I tell people now, you do that shit as the first, I can fly anywhere.
Oh yeah, you can
now.
fly anywhere.
I'm
You
good.
can fly anywhere. Fly anywhere.
But when our flight took off, it was 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So instead of them feeding us breakfast, they gave us dinner and then put us to sleep. Because mind you, they're 12 hours ahead.
Yes.
So at that time we were leaving, they're getting their nights over and done with. It's already, so we take off. Everything, they give us a little drink as you starting off, and then they turn the lights off around like 2 or 3 hours into the flight. They turn the lights off, make it dark. They feed you dinner. They give you like an hour or two to let that digest, and then they turn the lights off again so you can go to sleep. But mind you, if you're not timing it right, for us, it's still daytime.
Yeah.
But they're literally simulating that flight so you can get adjusted to what
sense.
time it is as you get there.
That makes sense.
So, and it's even crazier because I asked you that because I figured it was a long ass flight because the Philippines is kind of on the side of that world.
Yeah.
But it's still an 8-hour flight from the Philippines to Australia. That's how far out Australia is.
No, it was crazy because when I was over there, I saw a lot of Oriental people there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people from Asian countries, and so because when Australia,
Grace has family that lives in Australia.
Yeah? Wow.
So eventually we're gonna make that trip.
oh, do it, like the land down under. Like
Yeah.
when I was there, I was like, I'm really here right now.
Yo,
It was definitely surreal. So
Uh-huh.
definitely, I never would have even thought about doing it if I didn't see one of my boys. He was like, "Oh, doing all 7
Yeah.
continents." So that was my 3rd continent. So right now we're at North America, went to Europe, and now Australia.
I'm
Yeah.
at
2,
3. I'm at 3.
3.
We live in
what's-
North America.
yeah, mhm.
I was literally just in Europe last week.
Oh yeah. So then there you go.
And then Asia.
Perfect. Yeah. So right now we're at 3.
Yeah,
So
three.
right now, next thing is either Africa.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Definitely gotta
saying?
go to
Definitely.
Africa.
So, and
Yeah.
then someone was telling me like, yo, when you do these big continents, see if you can hit 3 countries.
Yeah.
So like,
And that's smart because that's what we just did in our Europe trip. We started in Amsterdam.
Okay.
We took and we need to get that in North America. The train system over there, beautiful because
It's great.
a lot of people already don't like flying. I hate flying, but I like going places. So it was easier for us because we got into Amsterdam. They got the bullet train that goes from Amsterdam to Paris, 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
You didn't even need to fly.
Nope. And then we stayed in Paris for 4 days and then went from Paris to London, 2.5-hour train ride.
Wow.
And it was weird being in a tunnel that long because it has to go through the English Channel.
Okay.
Because Britain is an island, so the whole UK is an island. So to get there from France, you're going through like 20 minutes of darkness through a tunnel. That was the longest time, like other than New York City traffic, just to know that like, damn, I'm literally in like the middle of a sea. I'm not in the river. I'm in the middle of the sea right now, just zooming.
Zooming.
But it was such a dope experience. So to hit 3 countries in one trip was amazing.
That's like I said, you're setting the standard, man. It's like
Yeah.
definitely for Africa. Definitely gotta do 3.
I got listen. I promise you, when we go to Africa, we got to hit at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, because I mean, like, unfortunately, it's like I guess I'm gonna be basic and do Egypt because I want to see the pyramids. But then from there, then I was thinking like maybe hit something that people don't maybe go to, like, or like maybe like I want to think about like maybe going to Nigeria or something like that.
But that's the thing, man. Like a lot of people don't realize how, and it's a part of our education here. A lot of people don't realize how fucking big Africa actually is. So like to see you're like, yeah, man, I probably hit Nigeria. That shit is far from each other.
Yeah.
Like they're not
Yeah.
close at all.
Yeah, man. So it's like, so it's just like, dang, how am I gonna do? So I think I would probably start up,
Yeah.
make my way in South Africa.
If you do that, you're gonna be out there for like a month.
Oh gosh.
Oh
gosh.
Think. I just picture the world map.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
And
now.
don't think of the old school map. Just think of something that you've seen recently. The top of Africa is on the same plane as where the bottom of the USA is. South Africa is on the same plane to where like fucking Brazil. And
Oh my gosh.
Yo, that's how big
my
Africa
gosh.
is.
Oh,
Africa's
man.
fucking ginormous.
I
Bro.
was making it seem like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna start up top, make my way down.
Yo, that shit is huge.
Dang, I might have to start in the middle.
You gonna be out there for a year.
Oh my god, no!
Yo.
Because I was just trying to. I was like, let me see if I can hit 3 different spots. Maybe fly here, fly there, and then into South Africa and go home.
Yo, I looked it up. I think the flight from Egypt to like that last tip of Africa is still like a 10-hour flight.
Bro.
Africa is fucking huge.
It's the motherland, you know?
Africa's huge, bro.
Yeah.
But yo, so you in Australia.
Yeah.
You did your sets over there. You end up in New Zealand.
I ended up in New Zealand. Oh, you got your facts down.
Listen, I pay attention, bro.
Educated brother. Podcast. We outside.
I was gonna have you up here and not then scope it out.
Bro, no.
How was that?
Oh, man. That was super surreal because I'm like, wow, I'm in New Zealand right now. Because I was like, when I was just looking at the greenery and the scenery, I was like, man, I was like, look at God's creation right now. You know what I'm saying? It was super peaceful. So basically, I had a coworker at my job. He moved out there.
Okay.
So in my mind, I was like, I'm in the Southern Hemisphere right now. I was like, this is the closest I'm ever gonna be if I wanted to see him.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me reach out. But I was hesitant on reaching out because I was like, once you reach out, then you kind of gotta like follow through. So then I did it. I stayed in a hostel. We linked up. Showed me around. It was he took me to the Weta Workshop. So Weta Workshop is where like they do like the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Like they made all the weapons and the creatures.
Because
Like
they shoot a lot of that out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that and just experiencing that whole culture, like they're so safe. Like when I was over in New Zealand, they were saying in Australia, there's about 1,000 things that can kill you. So and when I was telling people I was going to Australia, they were just like, are you sure you're going to go? I've seen the spiders out there,
Man.
you know, like, and everything. And, so in New Zealand, I think from what my coworker told me, he said there's no snakes.
Okay.
Like they're so protective of what even just getting on Australia, like if you have soil on your boots, they wouldn't allow you to come in. Like, so they would make you wash your boots, right? Like, or they would wash it for you. They would dunk it. So basically, like if you just came from say somewhere in Africa, but you got soil on it, like they don't allow any outside things. That's why it's like very safe and everything. And then from there, when I was in New Zealand, I went to, they call it Windy Wellington. It's Wellington, but it's so windy over there. So I was like, let me be strategic. So I flew to Wellington. It's kind of like, there's two parts of New Zealand. There's the top part and the bottom part. I was at the top part, but just the bottom of it where Wellington is. Then I flew up to Auckland, and that's where Serato is. It's a DJ company.
Okay.
And I was like, let me just make a connect over there. I made the connect with the staff. Shout out to Sean, and it was great. And then I flew back. And literally, that's why my wife says I'm the do the most person because, bro, when I tell you out there, I think I took like 9 flights. It was OD.
Listen, I feel like once you get to that part of the world, that's how they travel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm still new technically to traveling. You feel
But you're
me?
outside though.
Listen, I'm outside. I'm trying it. I'm 6 countries deep now. 6 countries deep.
6?
I'm 6 countries deep
Oh,
now.
he's not playing.
Yeah, I'm not playing with it, bro.
Playing.
But when we went to the Philippines the first time, and people have this idea that the Philippines is small. No.
Wow.
That shit's made up of almost like, I think like 2,700 islands. Philippines big, bro. So, and since it's islands and it's still a third world country for the most part, there's not like trains and bridges and tunnels and shit. So in order for you to get to place, you're either catching like ferries or boats or you're getting on flights. So both, because I've been there twice now.
Talk that talk. That was he gingerly said, "I've been there twice."
I've been there twice. Listen, I'm engaged to a Filipino, so they have their family reunion out there every 2 years.
Okay.
So when in both trips combined, I think I took a total of about 12 flights because you have to get on planes to go to different spots. And then, like I said, those boat, if you don't do that, those boat rides and then those car rides will fucking kill you. Not obviously, I'm being dramatic, but like, for example, let's say you fly into the main island where the capital at, Manila, right? Let's say you want to go to Cebu. So they're trying to build this bridge out there, but it's not done yet. If you wanted to take a boat, you would have to take a ferry to the top part of Cebu. Now, let's say if you want to go to the bottom, there's no port for the ferry to get down there. So you would still have to catch the boat to where Cebu City is at and then take a 3.5-hour drive down to the bottom of the island. And it's not highways and stuff like we have here. It's mountaintops, hills. So you're constantly going up, doing all this, going down, bump, 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 going back up, doing all this. So
it's a mission.
Yo, it really is. And if you're not prepared for it, that's why I like to speak on it, because if you're not prepared for it, it'll burn you out. So the first time we went, I'm not gonna lie, we stayed out there. Both trips we stayed out for 17 days, because when you go that part of the world, you have to stay long to get adjusted to the time zone. And then when you come back, you gotta give yourself some time to get adjusted to back here. Because I slept for like a week when we got back, because my body wouldn't catch up.
It was hard.
It was
hard.
so hard, man.
I was
12
thinking,
hours is nuts, bro.
Bro, I was thinking I was gonna come back and be able to train, be in the gym.
Nope.
I was like, why am I so sluggish right now?
Yeah.
And it was challenging.
Listen, it'll take you out. The second time we came back, both trips, I was pissed because our flights ended up getting delayed coming home. The first time was worse because it got delayed so long. I only had a day to recover, and I had to go back to work. So I'm at work like.
Oh, man.
So the second time we got delayed, it wasn't as bad, but we still didn't have enough time to recover to the time difference. So I had 3 days to try to recover, but couldn't get into the groove of it. That whole week at work was just a blur.
Oh, yeah.
Until I literally looked at my boss like, I can't come to work this last day, man. She's like, you okay? I'm like, the jet lag is killing me.
Wow.
So you got to prepare yourself for that. But as far as your trips, man, that's dope. To expand your reach.
Yeah.
I
recommend it. I recommend it. If you can do it, because I was like, and then now I made I would say I made friends out there now. So now when I go back, now
you got connections.
Now wifey's like, oh no, I'm coming back with you. When she saw how they party out there, she was like, oh no, I'm coming.
I'm surprised she ain't go with you.
She was like, the flight's too long.
Listen, I'm gonna look in the camera and say this, please, people, stop limiting yourselves. Like, I'm dealing with this right now in my family. We're planning a wedding, and I'm throwing out destinations, and they're all like, oh, I'm not going here. I'm not going here. Why? Flight's too long.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Do it. Like, seriously, do it, because you're hurting yourself from truly seeing what you could, like, once in a lifetime experiences. Like how you said when you were in Australia and you just had that awe feeling, like, wow, I'm really here. That's how I felt last week, because I had like a what they call those, like a vision board.
Okay. Ooh.
I had a vision board when we were in school.
I like that.
And I had 4 cities on my vision board. Now, one was domestic, which was Vegas. But at the time of me creating that vision board, I didn't fly at all. But I'm like, I know I want to go to these places. I know I do not want to sit in 2-3 day car rides. I got to get over it. When we were 26, we took a trip to Vegas. Boom. That's off the list. Even though the Philippines was the first international trip, that wasn't on the board. But, it was still dope for what it was.
Yeah.
On that board was Amsterdam, London, Paris. I got to hit all 3 of those last week.
Love it.
So when I tell you I'm in these cities just like this,
I love it.
I'm in these cities just like looking up, just like completely like shell shocked, like wow. Like Grace's best friend looked at me when we were in Paris because I'm drinking wine and I'm just looking out the window. But I can multitask. I can hold the conversation and just have my focus be other places. So I'm talking to them and she stops and goes, she's like, yo, it's amazing to watch you like live your dream in real time, because I'm just watching the people walk.
Supportive woman. I love that. I love that.
Like,
Shout out to you, G. What's good?
Listen, it was such a dope experience, man. I want everyone to feel that. I want everyone to feel that shit, man. So people travel.
Yes.
But before we get up out of here, I do want to ask you one thing.
Yes, sir.
Let me pull it up because I wrote it down. Yeah. I had to be prepared.
No, we good, bro.
All right. One thing. All right. What's the weirdest request you've ever gotten mid-set, and did you play it?
The weirdest request. I mean, I've had artists come up to me and ask me to play their song. I'm trying to think of like a recent request. A recent weird request. Let's see. I know. There's one of these. Oh, I'm trying to think. On the top of my head, sometimes someone's asked me for like a video game song before, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna
Hit through the vibe.
Yeah, sometimes I'm so skeptic to play. Like if I know it's gonna move the room, I'm like, and I just not on it. I'm down to play it. But something like where it's so obscure, I'm like, it's not worth it to.
What song was it?
Bro, I don't even remember. Man. That's the only thing I can think of is like it was like a video game request or something like that.
Isn't it like play Super Mario Brothers?
I don't know what it was, man. It was like but most of the times requests, I would say they're generally pretty good. So like last week, I did a prom, and it was crazy because the prom was moving and everything. I was like, all right, I'll play a little rap and everything, a little hip hop.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and then one girl comes up to me and she was like, all right, that's enough rap. Can we play some throwbacks? And I was like, from like the 2000s. I was like, she was saying like Britney Spears. I was like, you know about this? I was like,
you was born.
Yeah,
like,
I was, but then I did it and it worked. So you know.
Oh, you said prom? They wasn't even alive.
They weren't
yet.
even alive.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You know what's even more crazy? So you know the song from Spice Girls "Wannabe"?
Yes,
bro. It's so crazy how that song still rings. That came out in 1996.
I was about to say we were like 5,
bro,
6.
Crazy.
Yo, that is insane.
Yeah, man.
So that leads into my next question and last question. Have you ever had a set to where it completely flopped?
Oh yeah.
And how was your response to
Oh
it?
man. The first thing I could think about right now, bro, it was when I was in college. Oh man. Bro, it was so managing this. It was so we on Thursday nights we used to do like regular club night, college night. And then the owner saw how I played. He's like, yo, I like how you play.
Yeah.
So he invited me to come back on a Saturday. But it was a Mexican club on Saturday, bro. When I tell you, it was so challenging. I did not know that all that music does not translate. I tried to get away with bachata. 2 songs maybe I got away with.
They wanted to hear mariachi.
Bro, it was like, it's such like from the north part of Mexico, south part, like they have, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, zapatito. Like there's like these different subgenres of Mexican music, and I didn't know at the time. And this is when I knew things weren't good because when they were whistling at me, I was like, why are they whistling?
They're telling you get the fuck off the stage.
Bro, and then the other DJ came on and recovered me. I mean, I still got paid, but then after that, I was like, I don't want to do this again. So mind you, I didn't do a Mexican event for years, just until like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and I did that, and I almost got the same like feeling. I almost did, but I was way more prepared that it went great.
That's what's up.
So yeah,
learning lesson.
Yeah. So I was learning. So that was probably one of my worst events.
Listen, I'm happy you got through that because that sounds challenging.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the life of a DJ making sure everyone's on the same. Because I don't DJ y'all, but I've had the aux in certain spots and completely bombed it. I remember last time I had the aux in like a big situation. The bowling league I'm in, they were letting us connect to the speakers. So I was in a groove. I was hitting my shit. I started off with International Players Anthem.
Okay, I like that.
So I'm like, all right, I got to play songs I know everybody going, get involved into it. And I fucked it up. What I fucked it up was I played Element by Kendrick. Oh. And it's certain, and I know you would understand this because you're a DJ and you're in the music. You know how there's certain songs to where if you're by yourself, it can get you amped. Yeah. But then if you listen to it in the crowd, it does not hit the same.
Sometimes that happens.
And that's Element, because if I listen, like I replayed that song in my car, turned it up, I'm like, yo, this shit is knocking. Yeah. But then I played it at like a barbecue a couple of weeks later, and I'm like, oh, like it sounded completely different. It sounded slower. Yeah. I'm like, this is why everybody reacted that way. They're like, why you play this shit? They're like, why you play this shit?
But as the life of a DJ, trial, sometimes you gotta shoot a shot. Risk, sometimes I'll be risking it. I'm just like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then if it doesn't work, then you just have your second song ready up in the queue. Just mix out of it real quick.
Okay. So listen, I wanted to ask you this on camera so everybody can see this.
We outside.
I'm getting married soon. Uh-huh. You do weddings?
I do weddings.
So here I am formally asking you, would you like to do my wedding?
I would love to do your wedding, bro.
Whoa! Listen. We gonna hatch everything out. Yeah. We gonna talk after the show. But listen, Pooh, we have our DJ.
Wow, this is, bro.
Listen. I told you I had a surprise for you.
I had no idea.
Listen.
I literally had no idea.
Yeah, man. We get married soon. We still trying to figure a few things out, but we're gonna keep you ahead of it now.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be turned.
It's gonna be a year out, so it's not gonna be no quick ass turnaround. Okay. Give you time to prepare for everything.
It's gonna be Lady in the
City. Oh my God.
Destroy it. We make sure you guys.
Mind you, she's been to your set because she was with me in Hoboken that day.
Oh no, we're gonna make sure. Oh wow, man, I feel like I just got asked to prom or something. Bro, because you know it's been prom season.
Yeah.
I was like, oh dang, me?
Yeah, man.
Nah, I appreciate that, my G. No, it's gonna be great.
I wanted to ask you in person. I didn't want to hit you up, text you and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till I see you.
Oh, and this is live on the podcast.
Live
baby.
on the pod, so
We
everybody gonna see
outside.
this shit. We
Yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah, no, we outside.
My man. But before we get up out of here, let them know last time where they can find you at, where they can see you at, next shows coming up, anything like that.
Yeah, so you can find me at DJ Jules, DJ JULZNJ on IG, and I have my links all there. And what I've been doing a lot lately is YouTube. So
Okay.
that's in just DJ Jules, DJ space JULZ, and you can find everything like where I'm playing, all that stuff. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We outside with it.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all do that. You had one set with somebody up there, and they put me onto a couple of songs, and I just started going ham. I think I hit you up. I'm like, yo, you got me listening to nothing but fucking house music today.
Oh, I love that.
No, it was disco. Y'all was playing disco.
Disco, was it a girl with like
Yeah.
like a curly hair?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Bro.
shout out to Bella. Bella De Leon.
I'm in the house disco music, bro, and my whole week I was just like, all right,
Oh,
this is the
man.
vibe I'm on.
Yo,
This the
Bella's
wave
the
I'm on.
homie, man. She's the homie, so she's nice. She motivated me. I was like, when I was watching her mix, I was like,
Yeah.
dang, she's so nice with it. So I'm glad you enjoyed
Listen,
that.
I pay attention, man. Like I'm
Scholars, young scholars.
Bro. But listen, I appreciate you for coming through again.
Thank you for having me, man.
We're gonna have you back again.
Oh, for sure, for
Dante's
sure.
gonna be here
Shout
when we
out to
do that.
Dante. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Dante. We hope you're doing good.
Yes.
On that note, shout out to Marv in the back.
Marv.
Bravery Studios, baby. Bravery up. We're gonna catch y'all next time, scholars. And on that note, No Talent Beats.
No
Play us out.
talent beats.